Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my 25 favorites from 2025. This is always one of my favorite videos to film every single year. I love keeping a list throughout the year and adding to it as I find new things that I love because I love doing this video so much. Two quick disclaimers before we start. We are doing this at a new angle. I just want to switch some things up and I thought a new angle would be fun, flirty, fresh. However, you can completely see in my full-length mirror on my door my filming setup, and yes, I am still filming on my iPad. So if you see that throughout the video, just ignore it. I don't know how to fix that right now. I am hoping this year to buy a couple new cameras potentially. Since I am getting back into photography and videography as a hobby, I've been really wanting to finally get some new cameras, and I would love to get maybe a new vlogging camera perchance. I love vlogging like on my phone and stuff, or any filming really. I don't even really just do vlogs, but I feel like I'd really love to try like a proper filming camera. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And the second disclaimer is if this lighting feels a bit more cool toned than the type of videos you're used to seeing on my channel, the light bulb in my lamp went out, and normally I am a warm toned light bulb kind of girly. As you can tell by the other two light sources in my room, I love a warmer toned type of lighting. But for today, we are trying a new angle and a new lighting, so I hope you guys don't mind. But without further ado, let's get diving into this list because we do have 25 things to go through. My first favorite from 2025 was baths. I personally did not think I could ever become a bath girly, but at the beginning of 2025, I was going through some major illnesses, and I swear I was doing literally anything to help me get better as quickly as possible. And I swear I got into baths so heavily, especially at the beginning of last year. And also for Christmas that year, I got gifted a bath set that had like bubble bath and bubble oils. I think someone else might have even given me some bath bombs. So I was just fully experimenting with all the different type of bath products you can get. So definitely recommend giving baths a try if you haven't in a while. I just feel like they can be so relaxing. And I do feel like with the different like salts and stuff that you can get, I feel like they can be really great de-stressors for your, not just like mentally, but like for your body as well. I haven't done like any like ice baths or anything like that post my runs, but I have heard that those are good for that as well. So that might be something I try this year. Stay tuned. My second favorite for 2025 I do have with me. They are my hiking boots from Meyer. These are nothing super special. Brand is Kombu. And honestly, I bought these, I don't even know how long ago, but I want to say like a year or two ago. And it turns out my roommate and I have the exact same pair of hiking boots, which is crazy. But yeah, this year I finally got to wear them in on a couple hikes. The first one I believe that I wore them in on was when my roommate and a friend of mine did the 3 Dunes challenge at the Indiana Dunes. I'll try to insert some photos if I have them. And I know I went on a couple other hikes throughout the year, but I think the latest hike that I went on was with, again, my roommate. Starved Rock. I believe it's called Starved Rock. I'll insert photos of that as well, but I believe I wore them to that hike as well. And I just can't recommend getting a pair of hiking boots more. I mean, growing up as an outdoorsy girl and all the different summer camps I've worked at, I've like normally just hiked in either an old pair of tennis shoes or my Chacos. But this was really nice. Like a big question before hiking the Dune Challenge was what type of shoes do you wear for that? Because you're hiking in sand the whole time. And these ended up working out really well. I was really happy with this choice. So I don't know, really happy with that. And then also just having a dedicated pair of shoes to that type of activity. Can't recommend more. So definitely get a pair of hiking boots. You honestly don't have to get anything crazy. These are literally just a brand from Meyer. I want to say they were like in the $40 to $60 range, and I know hike boots can get pricey. So just try like a regular schmegular pair and see how that works out first. My third favorite from 2025 is almost completely used up. It is my Sally Hansen Hard as Nails like nail hardener. I use this as my base coat before I paint my nails at home, and I am obsessed. As someone who has dealt with really, I don't feel like I have the thinnest nails, but they're definitely like bendable even when nothing is on them. So I think using this as my base coat before I put on a color not only helped my nails feel firmer, but I felt like they had a chance to grow because they weren't breaking constantly throughout the year. And so this bottle is like completely out and I need to buy a new one, but definitely really loved this past year. My fourth favorite from the year is a duffel bag that I bought off of Amazon. I have been wanting a duffel bag, especially for when I go to the Y or the gym for such a long time now. I felt like I did a lot of research about just like good duffel bags to bring, and I think I just really ended up needing one that wasn't too large and that could fit into most lockers. And it's perfect. I love it so much, and I'll definitely link it below. Okay, my fifth favorite from this year was kind of an activity. It is watching movies you've never seen before. And the examples that I wrote down that I watched from last year was I made it a mission to watch all of the Spider-Man movies. And I also watched Journey to the Center of the Earth, which after watching it, I think I did see it maybe once as a child. And I know there's more movies this year that I watched that I've just never seen before and just was like, why haven't I seen these movies before? You know, like they've been out for so long and like at this point, why haven't I seen them? So I felt like I really wanted to push myself in the movies that I've seen this year. And even though I didn't love every single movie that I watched, I can at least say that I have seen them. So I thought that was a really fun thing that I did this past year. The sixth thing that I have listed is also an activity. I wrote down pool days as a favorite from 2025. I became obsessed with pool days this year. I feel like 2024 was really the year of the beach for me, and 2025 was really the year of the pool for me. And I know it's because Honey, my Honda, has been having a lot of car issues lately, and she broke down coming home from the beach this past year. And so since then, I think I was a little traumatized from that event, so I just made it my mission to go to the pool instead. As much as I am truly a beach person through and through, I really loved the pool this year. Especially since it is so close to where I live, it's like 10 times easier to go to the pool than it is to the beach for me. And I loved the little tanning moment, like the read and tan kind of situation, and then hopping in once I got too warm. I also loved that I could have like a little side table right next to my little lounge chair and like my little drinks, snacks, and books on that. It definitely wasn't the beach summer that I had the prior year, but I feel like I made the most of it with having a pool summer instead, and that was really cool. Okay, my seventh favorite from 2025 was making iPhone wallpapers on the Shuffles app. It's an app in collaboration with Pinterest. I think Pinterest owns Shuffles, and I don't know that most people use this app to make wallpapers. I feel like a lot of people just make it to make collages, but I'll insert a couple of examples that I made throughout this past year. And as someone who has been a Pinterest lover since she was like 13, discovering the Shovels app and making wallpapers throughout the year with it was an obsession of mine. I absolutely loved all the aesthetics that you could get from it and just how creative it was. It was so much fun. So I will definitely be making more of those this year. I got out of the habit of making them, but I can feel my creativity senses coming back and I really want to start making those again this year. My eighth favorite for 2025 is so random, and I remember writing this one down because I was at work when I figured this out. So bear with me. It is not a hobby. It is not a product. My eighth favorite thing is just something that I learned this year. And I wrote down that learning that the song Goofy Goober from SpongeBob was based off the song I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister. And I don't mean to sound crazy when I say that, but I genuinely thought the I'm a Goofy Goober song from the SpongeBob movie was an original song, concept, idea, whatever. As a kid, I never questioned that maybe it came from something else. I never once questioned that. And then when someone played that at my workplace, like the actual song I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister, I think I literally gasped and like stopped what I was doing and immediately Googled, was the Goofy Goober song based off of this song? And then Google was like, yes, it was. Y'all, I was shook for real. That was something I just had no idea about. So I immediately, I think, pulled up my notes app and wrote that down for my favorites. And I was floored this year learning that. My ninth favorite theme from this year is also kind of random, but I wrote down jumping for joy. I don't know why I started this habit. I don't know if I was with my friends or if I was at work, but something that I started doing this year was just jumping for joy. Like jumping when something makes me excited or happy. Like literally physically jumping up and down with joy, smiling, giggling, whatever. And I don't think I've like really done that probably since I was like a kid. And I tend to be a very animated person. I can be. Maybe not all the time, but I can be a very animated person when people are like telling me things or telling me stories or whatever. And that was something that I was doing this year that I noticed that I haven't done in a long time, was just jumping for joy. And I wrote that down as a favorite. And I hope I continue to do that throughout the years to come, because I just think it was so much fun. Like, I don't know, just celebrating like the little things in life, I guess. I really enjoyed that this year. The 10th favorite that I have from 2025 is my Garmin watch. This is the Garmin Forerunner 55. and I bought it off Amazon. Absolutely love it. We'll also link this one down below. I got this watch because I ran my first official 10K last year, and I have signed up for my first official half marathon, and I am hoping to complete that to the best of my ability, and I will 100% be wearing my Garmin for sure. I love this thing so much. The way that I wear it, indoor or outdoor, whether I'm on a treadmill or I'm running around outside, they have a very convenient app that links up to your phone, so all the data gets stored there. And I just love that it also keeps track of like, what's the fastest mile I've ran? What's the furthest I've run? Because every time I beat like a personal record, it notifies me as soon as I finish that run. And I love that feature so much. I know Garmin definitely ranges in prices, and it can tend to be on like the more expensive side of things when it comes to like running watches. But for me, I really wanted something that was like decently accurate, affordable, and then also I just really wanted something that wasn't hooked up to my phone like entirely like an Apple Watch is, because I've heard those batteries die so fast, and I didn't want to have to wear this watch all the time and have its battery drain just because it's hooked up to everything that my phone is actually hooked up to. Like, I really just wanted a running watch. I wanted to learn how to keep a pace. I wanted to have something that would help me keep track of all the data of my running. And I feel like this does the job. I charge it roughly once a week, and honestly, there's probably more features on this that I'm not using to its fullest potential, but it does everything that I was looking for it to do. And on like the range of like watch prices, it was like within the range that I was looking for price-wise. So definitely recommend if you're interested in getting into Garmin watches. Like, looking on Amazon right now, it is currently like $155, but it can be upwards of $200 depending on like when you buy it. And that might sound steep for a running watch because there's definitely like cheaper ones you can buy, but like from the research that I've done, a lot of them aren't really accurate of like the distances that you travel or the pace that you're running. And Garmin has way more expensive watches than this one, so if you're interested specifically in getting a Garmin one, I definitely recommend trying out this one first, maybe. But I seriously have no complaints from it. I also really love the band. I know some people have problems with running and with it rubbing on their wrists, but I've yet to have any problems with that. So yeah, definitely recommend getting this one. For my 11th favorite from 2025, I wrote relearning / remembering how much you love old hobbies and crafts that you haven't picked up in a while. And the two examples I wrote down were crocheting and photography. Yeah, I feel like I love hobbies in general, and I tend to include them in these videos, but I also think it's fun to touch back on things that you might have loved in the past. And for me, two things that I feel like I picked up again this year were crocheting and photography. For crocheting, I crocheted my childhood bestie a blanket as her wedding gift because she got married this year. And that was so much fun getting back into just the muscle memory of it all. And then ending up with like this beautiful creation that you made, and then you get to give it to someone and it's a homemade gift. Like, it was just so much fun to get back into. And then photography, it was also something that I just kind of dabbled a little bit in this past year. I forgot that I have like a whole box of cameras from like things that I've either thrifted or have been given, and I think that's why I'm kind of intrigued also to potentially buy a couple cameras this year too, because I really loved photography back in the day. I had a whole Instagram account dedicated to my photography. I took photography classes in high school. Like, I really loved that as a hobby, and then it just kind of fell to the wayside. And so 2025 was kind of the year of like getting back in touch with some hobbies that I love, and I hope to continue that moving forward into 2026, definitely. My 12th favorite thing from 2025 was a beach tent. I have been wanting a beach tent for years. I think it is the perfect solution to when you go to the beach to have some shade. Every other option that I have seen, I just don't trust, and I don't think is super reliable because of how windy it is at the beach and how much the sand shifts. I feel like everything else either topples over or flies away, and so I finally bought a beach tent in 2025. I think it was my birthday gift to myself this past year, and got off of Amazon. I'll definitely link it below. It was like one of the best new additions to our beach trips for the year. For Christmas, my roommate also got me a beach wagon, so we are like set for the beach. I'm so excited for this year's beach trips. But yeah, I cannot recommend a beach tent more. Essentially, it sets up very easily like a normal tent does, but it just has 3 walls instead of 4, so that you are covered on like 3 sides. And then the 4th one is just a tarp that lays out in front of you so you can see like the ocean or the lakefront that you're at. And I can't recommend it more. It is just chef's kiss. It is everything. My other recommendation, if you are to get a beach tent, is to size up, because personally I love to put like my personal belongings into the tent as well. And so even though it says this tent can hold 2 to 4 people, once you like add to the equation that you might put your cooler in there so that it helps it stay cool, and then maybe you put like your more expensive belongings like your bags or your backpacks, like it can get a little cramped in there. So I think I definitely sized up, and I was grateful for it, even though there's literally only 2 of us typically that go to the beach at a time. Yeah, I believe I bought the 4-person tent, which is literally double the amount of people that I have normally when we're at the beach, but it is the perfect size. The way that we can both lay in there comfortably, we're not on top of each other, and then we can also have our personal belongings right next to us. It's everything. I cannot recommend a beach tent more, genuinely. My 13th favorite for 2025 is actually something I have genuinely been using for years, are reusable razors. I have used my reusable razor, I want to say definitely since I was in college, and maybe even before that. I personally use the brand Joy. I know there's a couple different brands, but essentially you just have the same handle, and then you just buy the new razor head every couple months to change out your razor head. And I don't know, I think I was trying to think of favorites for the year, and I was like, I don't know that I've ever mentioned that on my YouTube channel before, that I love reusable razors and I can't recommend them enough. My roommate also uses them. I forget what brand she uses. And I think it's great. I think it's a really easy, low effort way to minimize some excessive plastic in your household. I really think it's a great item to try if you haven't, so definitely recommend. My 14th favorite from 2025 is my elderberry gummies. This one my dad got off of Amazon for me. It is from the brand Viva Naturals, and it also has vitamin C and zinc in it. The reason I wanted to include this in my favorites video for this past year is because specifically of the flavor. This flavor is Raspberry Rush, and when I have tried anything elderberry in the past, typically it's a gummy, I know that elderberry is good for you. I feel like generations before me are constantly letting me know, hey, elderberry is great for your health. You really should be including that in your diet somehow. But the way that elderberry tastes, to me, is horrendous. And so when my dad was looking up elderberry options, he found one that was flavored raspberry, and we're like, well, let's just give them a whirl. I love these so much. I think this is exactly what I have been looking for. I've been wanting to add elderberry to my daily routine, but I just hated the flavor. So definitely recommend this. If I can find the link, I will link it below because we got it off Amazon. So along with that, my 15th favorite for 2025 is just new foods. I wasn't expecting that to be a favorite this year, but something about this year, specifically this summer, I just feel like my taste buds changed, and something that I have loved doing for years now, especially with my roommate, is we love trying new foods. We love trying things with funky flavor combinations or things we've just never tried before. But something about this year, I really feel like my taste buds changed a little bit. Like, I feel like I genuinely like certain foods that I just never really liked before. And so the examples I wrote down were tomatoes. That is something that throughout the years I've been increasingly liking more and more, but this year is like the first documented year of me loving tomatoes. Like, when they're in a salad, when they're on a sandwich, like, I don't mind them. Are they my favorite thing? No, but I'm like liking them more and more as I have it. Whereas before it'd have to be like either in a pico de gallo or a salsa, a sauce or something, like something that's not just like raw tomato, like it needs to be with something or flavored with something. But just straight up slices of tomato like on a sandwich, my first year of genuinely liking that. And like, I really loved that like development this year. And the other example I wrote down was just more nuts. I have liked pistachios for many years now, but this year I think I really just fell in love with cashews and peanuts. I've been really loving either adding those to my yogurt bowls or making my own like trail mixes at home. I think just developing these new taste buds to liking these different foods that I never liked before was just really fun. So I definitely encourage you guys to keep trying new foods, because I feel like it really expands like your experiences in a way. If you're open to trying new foods and eating new foods, like, you don't know what you might now like if you don't retry something. So, oh my gosh, my 16th favorite for 2025, I am so excited to tell you guys about. I have been a Tree Hut scrub girly for years. That might be another one that definitely started in college, if not before, just like my reusable razors. And then something about this year, I just really wanted to try another scrub, because I personally do not like the vanilla scent for Tree Hut, but vanilla is one of my favorite scents generally. And 2025, I just really wanted to hone in on like how I smell as a person and layering my different vanilla scents. So then I tried this brand. And when I smelled this scrub in the store, I was sold. Immediately, I was sold so much that I, at the same time, decided to buy the matching whipped body butter that went with it. I honestly don't even know what brand this is. I don't know that this has a brand name. I'm not sure what brand name this is because I think this is just the name of the scent. I don't think that's the name of the brand. I could be wrong. But I believe the scent is called Tahitian Vanilla. This is the Sugar Scrub. Oh my gosh, the way that I wish you guys could smell this right now, it's so good. Yeah, I don't know what they did to make this vanilla so good, but and I'm awful at describing scents, I really am. But it feels so cozy and warm. Like vanilla is a sweeter scent, but this vanilla still feels like it's got a little depth to it, and that's the vanilla that I love, when it's still got a little coziness, a little warmth. Vanillas that have like musk or cinnamon, like I love those vanillas. So I don't know what is in this one specifically, but love the scent of this one. And I can't say enough good things about the whipped body butter as well. Again, just wish you guys could smell this. The way that I am obsessed with these two is actually crazy. But yeah, so I use this scrub before I put on my shaving cream for like my legs in the shower. I also just love scrubbing this like on my arms and all over my body just as a scrub before I do my body wash. So definitely recommend this. And then this I think just locks in the scent once you're done with the shower. The way that I feel so smooth and moisturized and I smell so good post shower when I use this after I shave, hands down, has changed the shower game. It has made me feel so luxurious when I come out of the shower. I cannot recommend this one enough, y'all. Like, I mean, definitely recommend both, but like specifically together, killer combo, y'all. Killer combo. The 17th thing that I've written down on this list of my favorites might be a bit controversial. I wrote this down before the finale came out, and I still stand by it being on my list. And I know I'm just a super fan of the show, but we have waited for this final season and we have waited for this finale for so long that to me it just wouldn't be right if it was not in this list. So for the 17th thing I have season 5 of Stranger Things. Anyone who knows me in real life knows how much I love Stranger Things. I have to give all credits to my bestie from Jersey, Alexandra. She is the one who got me hooked on the show, even though I was so resistant at first. And I think just like how much this show, especially season 1, has become like a comfort show for me. I know that my vision watching this show was probably giving it too much grace because I know people have so many critiques about season 5 and the finale. I honestly don't care. I loved season 5. I, for the most part, loved the finale. I don't know that I'll ever make like a dedicated video to Stranger Things, but I literally can talk about Stranger Things for hours, genuinely. And I honestly have with all of like my siblings and my friends, like the way that I have called all of them to like hear their thoughts and their opinions and to share mine and like just to talk about like everything we've seen since like it's come out. Like I enjoy it. I enjoy hearing all aspects of it. I enjoy hearing people's like opinions from if they loved the show or people's critiques from the show. Like I love hearing like anything on the spectrum of Stranger Things. Like I just find it very fascinating, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I cried so many times during season 5 and the finale. Like, I just love that show and those characters so much. So, season 5 of Stranger Things, obviously recommend, but if you've never seen Stranger Things ever, I recommend the show for sure. My 18th favorite that I wrote down for 2025, I had to include because part 1 was included in last year's favorites, but it is none other than Wicked Part 2. Both the movie and the album. I knew before I ever saw the movie or heard the album that it was going to make it to the list, if I'm being completely honest. Because again, I feel like I described my love for the musical in last year's video. But just to recap again, I saw the musical on Broadway in New York as my senior gift from high school, like way before the movie ever came out, way before the movie was a thing. And I have been blessed to see a couple different musicals on Broadway, and it has yet to be topped for me. Like, the way that my mom and I were sitting in the last row, literally touching the back wall, I will never forget the feeling that I had sitting in that theater and just like how much I loved the musical genuinely. So when part one came out, like it was an obsession. And part two, definitely, I loved that one so much. Like, I think my only regret with part two is the fact that I've only seen it once since it's come out. Like, I cannot wait for it to come out. Actually, it might already be out for home purchase. After I'm done filming this video, I might have to purchase part one and part two so I can watch just the entirety of it in the comfort of my own home. I would love to do a Wicked marathon. That would be so fun. But yeah, absolutely sobbed watching it in the theater. I loved the 2 new songs that they included on this album. Yeah, I don't think I have many notes. I just loved it, and I don't think that's really shocking. I feel like I fully expected to love it. My 19th favorite from 2025 is my new bed sheets and my new comforter that I have for my bed. You can kind of see it in the video here, but the new sheets you can't quite. So let me go grab a pillow. My new sheets and like the base color of my like pillows that are like behind my printed pillows are like this tan khaki color. Absolutely obsessed with these. And then my duvet cover and my top pillows are this like really light brown gingham pattern, and they are in linen material. I love linen material so much when it comes to a bedspread. I just feel like it is comfortable and cooling, like I'm not sweating, and yeah, I just really wanted to refresh my bed a little bit. And I am really obsessed with the color brown. I don't know, I just feel like it feels like more me, and it's nice to refresh things, you know? It's nice to add new elements to your space. I feel like it's like when you refresh your wardrobe. I feel like when you do that, it helps you align more with who you are currently. And I know the second that I got like new sheets and a new bedspread, it made me feel so much more attached to who I am now. Especially moving into 2026, I feel it just represents me more. Like even when my roommate saw like my bedroom transformation when I updated my bed, she was obsessed with it also. She was like, Sarah, this is so you. This is giving comfort, cozy, clean girl aesthetic. I was like, exactly. Like I really don't feel like I adhere to really any one aesthetic. I feel like I definitely like ebb and flow through a couple different ones, but like, I don't know. I'm really just trying to emphasize like peace, comfort, cozy type of vibes, especially moving into 2026. And it sounds really cheesy that a bedspread helped me do that, but like I definitely can't recommend that enough. And it doesn't have to be a bedspread. It could be something else that you just haven't changed up in a long time. And like my last bedspread I have had since I graduated college, and I loved it and it was perfectly fine, but I feel like I was just ready for a change. So the sheets I got from Meijer, and then this linen like duvet cover and pillowcases I got from Amazon. So I'll link the ones from Amazon down below for sure. Honestly, I believe that my past comforter was from the same exact brand, and that's why I bought from them again. So definitely can't recommend that brand enough because lasted me years, still works well, and that's why I bought from the same brand again. So along with that, my 20th favorite from 2025 is fabric softener, which can sound probably boring and very adult to some people, but I don't know, just a really big fan of fabric softener. And again, this is something that I believe I've been using for a couple years now, and I just don't know that I've talked about it on my channel, but I specifically love the Downy Rinse and Refresh. This is in the scent Cool Cotton. They have a couple different scents, but I feel like this one smells like the most clean, just like clean laundry type of scent to me. So I think that's why I like to go with this one. And I don't use fabric softener in every load that I do. I honestly only do it when I wash my bedding, but the way that my laundry smells once I am done using fabric softener is just chef's kiss. It helps me look forward to doing laundry, to making my bed, to refreshing my room and my space so much more because it just makes everything smell so good. So yeah, definitely recommend getting a fabric softener. My 21st favorite is finding new music and sharing new music. Yeah, that is something that I loved to do, I think, throughout the entire year of 2025. I was just really obsessed with hearing things I've never heard before and artists I've never heard from before, and asking people what their favorite genres and favorite artists are, and then sharing with people like different songs that I'm vibing with that month. And it honestly kind of became like a little bit of a hobby for me. Like I know that I can get stuck in like the same music over and over again because I just love a lot of the songs that I love. Like once I find my like comfort pop albums, like it is so easy for me to just hop onto that and play that whenever I want to play something. But something about this year, I just really enjoyed finding new music and sharing new music. And that was actually something I did for a couple people in my life for Christmas gifts this year. Honestly, I started these playlists, I think, like a year or two ago. But since I kind of like got back into it as a hobby of like finding new music, like throughout 2025, I kept adding to these playlists for them and gave it to them as a Christmas gift. I sent everyone like this huge paragraph and was like, I'm not saying you'll like every song, you might even know some of these songs, like these are just songs that either reminded me of you or I thought you might like, etc, etc, etc. And honestly, I was kind of like a little nervous like sending those out as like a Christmas gift, but I felt like most people really enjoyed them and it was just a really fun gift to give this year. So definitely recommend. Ooh, my 2022nd favorite from 2025. I have to give my Camp Friend Gummy all the props to putting me on. But it is the ColourPop Glossy Lip Balm. This one is in Vanilla Cake and it's just a clear vanilla glossy lip balm. My friend Gummy is someone who's super into lippies and I feel like she's kind of like getting me into them very slowly because I've never really done glossy lip balms before. Outside of like an Aquaphor tube or like just any lip balm that comes in a tube, I don't know that I've ever like hopped onto this trend that I feel like a lot of makeup brands are going through, which is repackaging, rebranding the idea of lip balm and either adding like a fun flavor or a fun color and making it a part of your daily routine. And the way that this has changed my daily routine is crazy. The way that I look forward to this and I feel so put together. We're gonna put some on now actually. But the way that oh my gosh, I just look forward to it so much. It's clear, it's hydrating, it tastes good, it smells good. Again, just with the whole vanilla theme, it goes with my vanilla scents that I'm trying to find. The way that I am literally obsessed with this product is actually crazy. I already know that I will be finishing this sometime this year and I will have to repurchase because it's just perfection. I'm obsessed. I have no notes. Love this lip balm. My 23rd favorite is a music album, and for most people who know me in the real world, this will come as no shock, but I had to include Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter. She is one of my favorite artists, and when this album came out, y'all, I swear, she just nails it on the head. She really does. And I don't mean to say this controversial take, but I feel like I have to. I love Man's Best Friend so much to the point that after like a first couple listens through, it's honestly above Short and Sweet in ranking for me. And I know that might be controversial because honestly, when I listened to Man's Best Friend the first couple times through, it took me a couple times listening through to like get into it because a lot of the songs sounded similar, but then once I got all of them down and I could like differentiate like the vibe of each one and the meaning behind each one, it became an obsession. And honestly, it has stayed an obsession up through now. Especially once she dropped the deluxe version as well and Such a Funny Way was included. I wish I was kidding when I say that that is all I wanted for Christmas and I was this close to making a TikTok, like, and I don't know that she'd ever have seen it, but like I was this close to making a TikTok on Christmas Eve, like begging Sabrina to drop Such a Funny Way as like our Christmas gift. Because the way that I have been listening to it, like just a podcast version of it on Spotify, because there's no other way I could access it, for literally months was crazy. I was just like, hey Pooks, Such a Funny Way is an absolute banger, and like, if you could please drop it. And before I could even make the video, I just so happened to see her post the fact that she dropped a deluxe and the Such a Funny Way was included, and it was like a Christmas miracle. I was like, this is exactly what I wanted for Christmas. I am set for the year. Everyone have a happy holiday. Good night. It made my holiday season truly. Like it was just so good. But yeah, I don't know if and when she will go on tour for that album. I don't have much faith that I'll be able to get to that tour because Short and Sweet I had absolutely zero luck, but for this album, I would definitely love to see her on tour for that album. So I guess if she ever goes on tour for that album, stay tuned. Hopefully your girl will be making it to that tour. My 24th favorite from 2025, I have the app Libby. I feel like I've definitely talked about Libby as an app, a concept on my channel before, but for those that don't know or who have never heard of it before, it is an app that you can get on your phone and you link it up to your library. So I guess it depends on your library and if they have Libby as like a resource, but I feel like most libraries probably do at this point. And it is perfect for when you want to borrow a book from the library, but like an audiobook version. I feel like there's other things you can borrow from Libby as well, but I've only ever borrowed audiobooks from there. So personally, as a big podcast girly myself, I love having something to listen to when I'm working or when I'm driving, and having access to Libby was a great resource for me last year. So just wanted to throw it out there in case you guys might not have heard of that app before. And then to go along with Libby, my 25th favorite from 2025 is the app Goodreads. And both of these apps go very hand in hand for me, I guess, because mentally they're in the same digital corner in my digital space, if that makes sense. But Goodreads is just an app, and I know there's other apps that do this as well, but Goodreads is just an app where I personally love to keep track of all the books that I have read throughout the year. And it does have a social component to it as well. I am friends with a couple people that I know on there, and I feel like it helps you keep yourself accountable, and like you can also see what other people are reading, and also it's just a great way to keep place of like, what did you rate every book? When was the last time you read that book? Did you leave like a review on that book? And then also you can have like different shelves of books. I think the main one that I have is just like the books that I want to read and I haven't read yet. And then also every year you can set a book goal for yourself, and then there's like a little tracker bar that keeps progress for you throughout the year of like if you've reached that goal. And then at the end of the year you get a Goodreads Wrapped, which is like your Spotify Wrapped, and it gives you all these different data points, which I look forward to this feature so much every year. I just love anything that's wrapped from the year and like produces all the data about myself and presents it to myself in a really cutesy way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so me, as if it's literally not my own data. Like, duh, that's like so me. But my Wrapped for Goodreads last year was so cutesy. I ended up, I believe, reading 43 books. When I took these screenshots, my Wrapped came out before the year was done. So it says I read 42, but I believe I technically read 43 last year, which was way more than I had set my goal to. Originally, my goal was 25, and I surpassed that by a landslide, and I was floored. I think a big reason why I surpassed that was because I was using my Libby app to listen to audiobooks, and to me, that is reading, so I include that on my Goodreads as well, the books that I listen to. But yeah, according to Goodreads, I read 11,200 pages. My top genres for 2025 were young adult, mystery and thriller, and romance. Yeah, just accomplished a couple other Goodreads awards type things that you can like keep track of, and it's just so cutesy, it's so fun. So if you're someone who is getting into reading and you want a way to track it, that's like the big reason why I hopped onto Goodreads, honestly, was because I had lists in like so many different areas of my life where I was trying to keep track of like all the books I either get recommended in person or I find on YouTube or I find on TikTok of like books that I want to read. And I would literally have like physical lists or lists on my phone or lists on my computer. And it was like, I just need one place to put all of the books. And I feel like in 2025, that is what I did when I was really getting into Goodreads, was I threw it all onto there, and that is where I keep track of all of my book stuff, and I just really love it. I just love that all of that stuff has like one app. It really helps me to stay organized in that way, and I love it so much. But yeah, that is my 25 favorites from 2025. It's crazy how I film these every year and somehow I'm always filming for over an hour when I film these, but I think it just goes to show that I genuinely love these things because I could talk about these things for forever. So yeah, I am so excited to see what my list for 2026 has in store for us. And I'm so excited just to see generally what 2026 has in store for us, I guess. I feel like I have so many goals and dreams that I would like to see happen this year, and I am trying my hardest to keep an open mind and an open heart about it all, and so I guess stay tuned. I am hoping to document some of these goals and dreams of mine throughout this year, so feel free to follow along on my journey with my YouTube channel. I have also been a little creative on my TikTok as well, but I doubt that will be super consistent because I typically take really large chunks of breaks from social media throughout any given year in my life, if I'm being honest, but it has been fun recently getting a little creative on there as well. But yeah, I won't keep you guys any longer. I will let you guys go. So as always, I hope you guys are having a good day, but if you're not, that's okay too. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye! While my phone is still uploading my TikTok, I thought I would make a thumbnail because clearly I can't start filming until my phone is done. I feel like I normally hold like at least 2 products. How does one hold this casually? Hopefully one of those is good. my TikTok still is at 92% uploaded. I did not think it would take this long to upload. I'm so hungry and I haven't started filming this video.